We already know they go to our neighborhood and they make merchandise of us. But that 125 million, we can start. You can open up a few stores off of there, can't you? 125 million. So but who's running it like that? Who got plans like that? Nobody. You know what I mean? Only people on the Most High only have to give you some plans like that and get it out to all the people. And that's what we doing. You know what I mean? And that's why we showing and appoint some righteous men at the top to run to run the money. Everybody can check in because we already know black folks don't trust. We don't trust each other at all. So everybody can log in, look at the money, and everybody just make a vote on where the money can go. You know what I'm saying? And then, and that's when we have emergency funds for all type of things going on. But we don't have to pay these crooked lawyers to represent, when one of us get killed unlawfully by an oppressor. So, just something that simple, black people haven't figured out. But when you do the numbers on so-called black people, just out of the tribe of Judah, that's $4 trillion a year we spend. $4 trillion a year. That's the size of a small nation. So black people is definitely a nation within a nation, man. You know what I'm saying? And once we realize that, and once we realize our spending power, then we can really move mountains. We seen a little bit of that with the boycott. With the boycott, even back in Martin Luther King Day, they boycotted the buses and whatnot. You know what I mean? We could take these companies down overnight, but they got us so confused. They got us so much against each other, and we just so used to being good slaves that we can never get it together. But thank the Most High that He appointed men in the I.S.U.P.K to bring these truths out. Pick me up at Zephaniah 2:1. Yeah, everybody know this. I mean, all Israelites know this scripture. But we talk about gathering together. We got to gather ourselves together. Thus says the Lord. You know what I mean? We got to come together in His name. Go ahead.
Well, if I may, like what you brought up so heavy about the sin that we do. What you said that I just kind of just typed in Google or whatever and saying how much the black household spend. If I'm making, I go ahead and share it.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, the breakdown you need to know: 2019 consumer expenditures by black households totaled approximately $835 billion. Combined spending by all black households has increased 5% annually over the past 2 decades.
Right, and that money's going up. Anybody know how long it take a black dollar to leave the neighborhood, a black neighborhood? You know what I'm saying? Well, I'll give you an example. The so-called Jewish man, Amalek. You know what I mean? The identity theft, the synagogue of Satan nationality. You know what I mean? That in the Jewish person neighborhood, a dollar takes 2 weeks, 14 days to leave their neighborhood. You know what I mean? Tribe of Judah, so-called black people, a dollar takes 30 minutes to leave the neighborhood. 30 minutes, not even a whole hour. It's gone. You know what I'm saying? And that's 2 weeks to 30 minutes. Now you tell me who eat. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's why we gotta come back to the laws, the statutes, the commandments of the Most High. He shows us how to deal with all these things on a economic basis, spiritual basis, dietary basis. You know what I mean? Because we gotta know who we are first. If you don't know who you are, just think you're a color, you think you is whatever the white man call you, then you just go on for that. Then you just, you will always be subjected to him. Once you find out who you are, you're an Israelite, you find out the truth according to the Bible, then you start definitely moving different. You start to move royalty. You know what I mean? You start to know who the heathens are. Okay, they heathens, man. They really under me. You know what I mean? I don't want to support them. You know what I mean? I don't gotta buy that stuff. I don't buy their merchandise unless I got to. Unless I just absolutely got to. That's the only time I'm buying that merchandise. Other than that, You know what I mean? We're gonna stick it out with our people. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, you know, people, it take 30 minutes to leave the neighborhood. You know what I mean? And that's the laws out of all races. Now, when you start going to Asians, Arabs, East Indians, man, good night. Who knows how long it takes to leave their neighborhood? You know what I'm saying? Maybe longer than 2 weeks. Go ahead, Zephaniah, 2 and 1.
Chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Yeah, O nation, gather. The Most High said us, we got to gather together. O nation not desired. As we see, ain't too much change. Because we still undesired. We still call different names. You know what I mean? People don't want us around. Whenever we come around, the property value goes, when we move to a neighborhood, the property value goes down. People be scared to be around us. You know what I mean? It's all type of things they putting on our people. And all type of things that our people are doing. But we not desired at all in the world. You know what I'm saying? You go overseas trying to travel and see the world, and people hate you for no reason. Because you're not desired. You're the nationality that's not desired at all. Keep on going. To verse 2? Well, yeah.
Verse 2, the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 2. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as a chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you.
Right. I mean, the people should let that go over their head, man. You know what I mean? Because before the wrath of the Lord's anger come upon you, we already know that's judgment happening day and night, man. You know what I'm saying? The murder rate is definitely up. The plagues and diseases are definitely up. To get you like that, it gets you any millions of ways to get you. We already know those days has come. The Lord definitely been showing His anger. He definitely flexing His anger through the earth, and it's the judgment as we see starts at the house of Israel first. Yeah, go ahead and finish it up in verse 3.
Verse 3. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought His judgment, seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
Right, when them judgment come down, like when the plagues and the corona and everything come down, what we see now, when them bullets get to flying, you know what I'm saying? When they get to snatching little kids up and everything, you know what I mean? We gotta watch the heathens, we gotta watch all brothers and sisters, you know what I mean? Well, you gotta keep the commandments. You gotta come back to the commandments, and that maybe you'll be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. Maybe you won't get caught up in anything. You may not get caught up in the fire. He gonna let it rain down. But we know He'll do it. He'll do it. You know what I mean? We're the Israelites, Most High in Christ. But you know what I'm saying? We already know we up number one for judgment. We already know He'll be the one that put us on ships, allowed us to go on ships, to come over here and translate the slave trade and serve our oppressor. Because that's part of the curses, man. You know what I mean? Deuteronomy 28, the blessings and the cursing. You know what I'm saying? Which one we chose? Look where we at now. Of course we chose the cursing. You know what I'm saying? That's why we can't unite, because of the curses. At all. And we still on economics a little bit. Let me get Ezekiel. Ezekiel 26, verse 12 through 13. Because the Bible explains all that. The law explains all what the oppressor is doing, because they can come into our neighborhood and set up shop, make over $10,000 a week. And that goes for Esau, that goes for Amalek, that goes for Ammon, that goes for Moab, that goes for Ishmael, Elam, all those heathens, races. They all come into our neighborhoods and set up shops and stuff that we can do. You know what I mean? Real, like, you know what I mean? Like, last time I checked, a black woman can make chicken better than anybody, but you know, you rarely see a black chicken shop like you used to see. You don't see it no more. Most of the chicken we gonna get from is somebody who's Asian running the restaurant. It'll be a Chinese store, or even it's not like a known Chinese store. Maybe like a little wing spot, look like a regular American wing spot. You go in, who running it? Moab them running it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I go. When it comes to the gas, you already know that these Indians, the Arabs, they got a curve on the industry. You know what I'm saying? When it's one black gas station opened up, they'll probably make national news. You know what I'm saying? Like it, but go ahead.
Crazy, like these other nations don't know how to cook like fried fish and fried chicken because if you go to a lot of these places, they sprinkle the season on after they finish cooking the food. Like I ain't grow up like that, man. All that seasoning was all in the food when you pull it out. It was great to go. But then you see these other nations, they're putting these little sprinkle seasoning all over it. Like that ain't how you.
Right, yeah, exactly. That's how I do it. It's like like what JJ's do that, and the Asians do that. Y'all know about JJ's fish. They put the little powder on. They put a little white powder on the chicken or whatever. And but basically they taking over. They taking over the chicken game. You know what I'm saying? We already know sisters know how to do chicken game, but it's a spiritual reason why why they taking over. Why they just gonna make us the workers? Popeye's gonna be in our neighborhood. We gonna be the workers. They're gonna have a black woman, the head of Popeyes, as far as on TV. But the real person who run Popeyes is gonna be a heathen. It's gonna be your oppressor. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they do. You know what I mean? And that's part of the curses. And we're gonna read it right now. Go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 26 and verse what?
Yeah, verse 12 and 13.
Book of Ezekiel chapter 12 and 26 and verse 12. And they shall make a spoil of thy riches and make a prey of thy merchandise. And they shall break down the wall and destroy thy pleasant house.
Mm-hmm.
And they shall lay thy stones and thy timber and thy dust in the midst of the water.
Right. Before after slavery, when we came up from slavery, we had all the skills, the agricultural skills and whatnot. We built our own neighborhoods, built our own grocery stores. We had all that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a miracle. Like I said, it's a miracle if you see a black gas station, a black grocery store. Like, oh my goodness, where is this place? We'll drive there to go there just to try it out. But this was a normal thing from slavery. You know what I mean? Once they seeing us getting high, you know what I mean? That the oppressor's gonna bring you right back down low, man. You know what I mean? So our neighborhoods, our beautiful houses, they came through and spoiled those. They spoiled our riches. They made merchandise of us. You know what I mean? They took over our neighborhoods and called it gentrification. That's exactly what happened, man. And keep on reading.
Verse 13. And I will cause the noise of thy songs to cease, and the sound of thy harp shall be no more heard.
Right, you know what I mean? All those songs or whatever we singing, whatever. You know what I mean? You working 2-3 jobs now. You ain't got time today. You too tired. You know what I mean? And you working, and you don't own nothing. You know what I mean? You working for the heathens. All because we don't come back to the Most High. All because we want to go after every other religion and thinking that and thinking that the Bible is a white man's book, or even when it's proved that it's not a white man's book, it's just something about that Bible. You know why? Because that Bible is right. And evils come amongst our people, and they want to get away from anything that's just right. You know what I mean? Because the Bible gonna tell you that hey, you can't bust a threesome with your real. The Bible gonna tell the woman, nah, you can't be switch hitting from women to men. You know what I'm saying? The Bible gonna tell you, hey, we know what Future say, all bad chicks love seafood. But we know he ain't talking about fish with just regular fish. We know he talking about all the shrimp, crab, and lobster. You know what I mean? The Bible say you can't rock it like that. You know what I mean? The Bible say you gonna have to dress mice. You know what I mean? So the book is tight, but it's right, man. It's definitely right. And once we realize that, and start being a hard-headed and stiff-necked people, then the Most High hear us and we'll come together. But until that day, it's just gonna be okay. You don't want to listen to the Most High? Okay, more poverty, more ghettos, more first fired, last hired, more being spoiled in our neighborhoods, and we see Habib them coming there get rich. You know what I mean? They own everything, own all the liquor stores, and all we can do is just argue with them in the store real quick. And then we feel like we done did something. We ain't did nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? We buy our little Jordans and Balenciaga or whatever. Well, Habib them, they in that store dusty as I don't know what, but they got millions in the bank. You know what I mean? They culture down to their family. And that's another thing I wanted to bring up because we see how the Asians unite. We see how the Arabs be united. Even the Africans, they all unite. They be in different communities in Atlanta and all around the world. But the thing about it that we all, the I.S.U.P.K, always point out is that these other nations, they don't never be worried about voting. They don't never be worried about it. They don't hear us say a thing about Trump. You don't hear us say a thing about none of these politicians. Barely any political views. I mean, when the folks came through and killed a lot of them Asians at their little spa, and they did the Stop Asian Hate, which was a shame and a scandal that they did that off those people. Being want to put Stop Asian Hate like it was like they went through slavery or something. But even with that, that's the only time you're gonna hear. That's the only time you really hear an Asian even speak up. Other than that, them people are not voting like that. Them people are not voting. But you know what? They're getting grants. They're getting all type of policies. Um, they building. The white man got to come to them because they are a nation within a nation. You know what I'm saying? If they already know if the police touch one of them Asians, or touch a Korean on a traffic stop and blew his head off like he do one of us, then what you think? What's his name? Who runs South Korea? Kim Jong Choo? What his name? Whatever now, Kim, whatever his name, the dictator over there. The dictator over there in the South Korea. If one of his fellow South Koreans is living over here in America and got stopped in a traffic stop and got his head, that South Korean got his head blowed off by an American cop, it's gonna be hell to pay for America. Because once another race touch you like that, then it's war. You know what I mean? And what we do with each other, that's in-house fighting, which shouldn't be anyway. But when another race touch us, you know what I mean? It ain't time to be bringing up. Well, how many black people killed each other per year? Well, yeah, heck yeah, we already know that's a problem. We deal with that problem too. We deal with our people on that issue too. But once another nationality touch another nationality, those are standards for war almost. You know what I mean? But black people want to make all the type of excuses. We don't want to come together and nothing. So what happens? So the most of that happens is that you'll get one lone shooter, a so-called black man. He may go on a shooting spree every now and then. I done heard about about 2 times that happened. But other than that, I mean, it's nothing changes. He dies. He killed a few oppressors that they can step right over, and it barely means anything. It barely means anything. Anybody ever seen Asian get political? Arab get political? You know what I mean? They'll be in there selling Biden T-shirts, and they just there to make merchandise of us. It's only the blacks and the whites that's concerned about the political. You know what I mean? But we should let whites have that. You know what I mean? We should be more concerned about our people and building our nation within a nation. You know what I mean? We did an economic plan, put our money together, and come together under the Most High. You know what I mean? Then we'll be a real threat. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
They got these convenience stores and grocery stores. They got these convenience stores. They're not selling the IBs or whatever they wear around their damn head. They selling ball caps and white tees and black people.
That's right.
They know that's what black folks like. You know what I'm saying? So they making merchandise that's illegal and everything. I have a sign on chest. I ain't never white tee. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Or they selling the ball cap. They not selling nothing in there that they gonna use.
Right, that stuff useless to them.
That's something that they gonna wear.
That's stuff useless to them.
And then you got Boaz. What is Boaz in there doing selling all these black cats? And all the black cats get a problem. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't care about that, but we are a merchandise. So you can sell it to us and we're gonna go in there and go crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and that's heavy too, because you know they study us. They study us. We already know they could be over there making 2 cents an hour over there in Vietnam, over there in China, over there in Japan, over there in Korea. All they got to do is study us, see exactly what the children of the slaves like, because they already know they ain't number some good slaves. They ain't number some good merchandise. Study exactly what they like, and go over there and push it to them. Now, who does that? Who said, hey, let me go over there let me go over here and set up in this country and let me set up and sell to the so-called lowest class of people on this earth. I mean, in this country. Who does that? What kind of plan is that? As a plan is somebody that knows something that you don't know. Go ahead.
That's like me trying to sell chopsticks and sushi to the Chinese people. They will be like, get the hell out of here. What are you doing?
Right, you know what I mean? You'll be glad to make one sale the whole day. You know what I mean? They definitely ain't gonna come buy nothing from you, and your people probably ain't gonna come buy nothing from you either. They're gonna be like, where Asian at in here? Like, how is all black people working in here? That's crazy. But we let them do that to us. You know what I'm saying? They studied our nails, they studied our hair, they studied the way we dress, they studied the way we do drugs, they studied the way we everything, the way we drink. And you know what I mean? They mastered it. And they explored it every time. You know what I mean? And just like a good slave, he's so glad just to because he don't want nothing. He and she don't want nothing. They just glad to go in the store and doggone get their little bill, their little blunt, their lotto ticket, and it's a happy Negro. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all the Negro want. But you know what I mean? The most when you start knowing who you are, and you know you're Israelites, and you follow the law, statutes, commandments, and you get their royalty in you, and you want more than life than that. You know what I mean? And you be looking at the people like, I'm not gonna be coming to the store making y'all rich no more if I can help it. You know what I mean? We're gonna put together a plan of our own to where we don't have to shop with y'all no more. You know what I mean? That's what black people do, but we already know black people we got crabs in the barrel too. That's another reason why we can't unite. You know what I mean? We want to stop, like I said, Stockholm syndrome. That's what we suffer from. You know what I mean? We want to fight each other. You know what I mean? We're the greatest killers of each other. You know what I mean? We have constructed and plotted out the black man will go to the end of the earth to kill another black man. You know what I mean? When they try to kill Lil Durk, and Chicago boys came down here and or hired somebody in his neighborhood at Alpharetta that had Lil Durk, he's a millionaire, living in a nice neighborhood in Alpharetta. It's gated. Them boys have figured out a way how to come around through the woods and get into his house just to kill a brother. But George Zimmerman, he's still living. You know what I mean? George Zimmerman's still living. We fight each other like that. We'll kill each other, but you know what I mean? But when it comes to bucking up against white people or against some straighten on white people, or when I.S.U.P.K go out on the streets and talk about whites and all the other nationalities, who we gotta fight? We gotta fight our own people. We gotta fight our own people, and they be ready to fight us too sometimes, or ready to cause harm to us. And this happens week after week after week. You know what I mean? That's all we can see is who the enemy is us. Of course, we know that's because of slavery. We know that's because of TV, what they depicted us on TV. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So what's some things that black people say about black people? What they say? I can't stand niggas. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? All these black women like this. I mean, all these black men like this. Or black men saying, "Hey, I don't date black women." Or black women say, "Hey, I don't date black men." You know what I mean? We constantly at each other. But I always remind Israel is that, have you ever heard an Asian say, "I can't stand Asian," or Asian woman say, "I can't stand these Asian men, some no good men," and we know they is. Look how they act in the store. Look how they act, man. These folks are all about them. Them boys even more about themselves. They do what they do. They don't care, and they oppress their women. A lot of the religions they in, especially the Islam, they oppress their women. You know what I mean? That our women probably couldn't even go through. But you'll never hear they women say, them Arab men they're nothing. You know what I'm saying? You won't hear an Asian woman say, them Asian men are no good or whatever. And if it did, it's probably like a small percentage. You'll never hear them post it. You'll never see them post it. You'll never see them make a movie about it. You know what I mean? You may hear it on if you know somebody on a personal basis say that. You know what I mean? Because those men are way more worse off than we are. But who always talking and downing each other in public, in front of the heathens, and ready to get up from around your people? Only the so-called black people. You know what I'm saying? We get some money, we don't want to move away. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't be wise, because we already know you get some money, you're a target in the black community. So it's like you damn if you do, you damn if you don't. You know what I mean? You damn if you get some money, you stay around your way. Oh, you gonna be, you know what I mean? You gonna have hell to pay. If you get some money and you move around the oppressor and get far around your people, you still gonna have hell to pay. You know what I mean? Because you know what? That's part of the curses, and that's why we can't unite, man. The pick me up at Deuteronomy 28:54. Right? It's a reason for all the killing, man. It's called the curses. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother.
It says his eye should be what?
His eye should be evil toward his brother.
Right, his eye should be evil towards his brother. And we already know that. You could be in the mall of Georgia, mostly white people. You got a clique of black boys walking. They not studying that white boy. They not studying that white boy at all. You know what I'm saying? You see them two cliques, they make lock eyes on each other. They gonna be looking to do something to each other. You know what I mean? You in the hood, you in the neighborhood, around in the black neighborhood. White folks running through with they dogs, they jogging late at night, early in the morning. Nobody says nothing to them. Nobody, hey, where you from, homie? None of that, no, none of that. What you doing? What y'all doing around here? None of that. But when they do to your brother, when your brother walk through the neighborhood, why it be? Be an evil eye. That's right. An evil eye shall be towards his brother. We all done dealt through that. Come on, man. You go ahead and you walk through a random black neighborhood, the dome hood that is too, and see what happened to you. You gonna get pushed up on quick. You know what I'm saying? Where you from? What you doing around here? Or sometimes they won't even say nothing, just start shooting. Or sometimes they won't not say nothing, just start robbing. Go ahead.
White people come into predominantly black neighborhoods all the time, right? You know it's a thing on TV, YouTube, or whatever. And they tell a nigga they gotta check in. But you ain't making these white folks check in.
Oh yeah, that's a whole other thing. That's definitely a great example on this point right here. You know what I mean? Because we hear that. You know what I mean? When you come to Houston, you gotta check in with this one. When you come to Cali, when you come to LA, hey, you know why you know when your nose got white. You know why that happened to you, right? Because you ain't check in. But you know what I mean? If Eminem don't gotta check in, and Katy Perry don't gotta check in, why I gotta check in?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Are y'all making Jack Harlow check in? But you know what? Negroes already know. They ain't touching that. They ain't touching that. We only because the evil eyes towards his brother, man. That's part of a curse, man. You know what I mean? It's more to it than just, oh, this y'all religion. I don't believe in the Bible. Okay, nigga, go ahead and get ready for more hell. You know what I mean? That's why you're getting pushed up on in your neighborhood. That's why you're getting pushed up on in your neighborhood. So what's happening in all our neighborhoods, happening in my neighborhood. You know what I mean? East Atlanta, the Zone 6 area. Man, I remember when I first started seeing that. For real. Like I'm telling you, you could just be riding on the road, just riding down the street, everybody looking at you like, I ain't never seen this nigga before. Hey, no, I ain't never seen this nigga just riding in the car. Don't come on there and see no girl for real. Hey man, you may get set up. For real, but I, you know what I mean? But I see the oppressor and his woman walking their dogs or jogging through the neighborhood like it's Beverly Hills or something, and they don't care. The audacity and the boldness of them, they don't even care, man. Don't nobody say nothing to them, man. Don't say nothing to me, man. That stuff started making me sick in my stomach, man. Like, what part of the game is this? Is that how we do? Real, how we just so hard on each other, but we you know. That's why I stopped. That's why I started respecting the so-called OGs, the so-called big homies. You know what I mean? It was already hard to get my respect anyway. I just want to give that out anyway. But the ones who really put in some real work, you know, carnal, worldly view, you know what I mean? And the carnal worldly view, I started looking at them boys like, hold on, they don't be, you know, they can't do nothing with this white boy. When the white boy come around and the white man come around, you change your voice up just like we all do. Go ahead.
I know you talk about the east side of Atlanta, but the west side of Atlanta is so gentrified. Like when they slow down, like, you know, going home, Bankhead and all that, man, them white folks is riding around there like they don't have a care in the world. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. They don't have a care in the world. And even when it's still like, you know, when it's still that transition from okay, it's still the slums, it's still the hood, but white folks are moving in one by one. Even a few white people get shot or get robbed or whatever, them folks keep on coming. They like, hey, we don't die, we multiply type stuff. You know what I mean? And they turn the worst areas into the nicest areas, man. It's just a spit in our face. You know what I mean? And they and here we go voting, which we already know they're gonna raise the taxes, and they're gonna get y'all Negroes who out the neighborhood. Only y'all real prominent Negroes gonna be able to come in. We already know a Negro, so-called Negro, his priorities be all messed up. So if he just got just enough just to stay in that neighborhood, you know what I mean, rent $3,500 a month, he make $4,000 a month. Rent 3,500. He gonna get in that neighborhood just for the just to say he in there, just for the gram or something. You know, just to get a few little groupies or whatever. But he'll be out in about 3 months. He'll fall in about 3 months. You know what I'm saying? We already know that's how it happening, man. They just trying to keep up with the Joneses. That's all they trying to do. You know what I mean? And we see the plot they doing. They driving our people out these neighborhoods and all that, man. And it's working. It's working. Look at Atlanta. Atlanta was chocolate city, black city, man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Always comes to me, right? Always bragging about being on Dragon Ball, even Gucci He didn't even know what that meant. He was like, he want to be around the culture. He don't want to be around the culture. He want to be able to pass by and say what he saw and what he, like, man, come on, man. That's
Right.
how much, like you said, like, it's every topic you bring up. Like, they study us. They watch everything we do. They want to be us until it's time to not be us. Right.
Exactly. Yeah. We see that with the rap music, with the sauce, the swag, the drip, all that. You know, we know Israel, especially Judah. Israel will start all the trends. They'll take all that and make their own version of it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They'll have a party full of rap music in it. But for y'all simple Negroes that want to go party with white folks, you know, you got them type of Negroes. Or some of us might have been them type of Negroes. Like, yeah, let's go to the white folks club this weekend or whatever. If you notice, they don't be want to let y'all in. You know what I mean? You got they may be a whole Gucci Man mixtape they playing and everything, but you think they want to see your black ass? Hell no. They don't want to see no Negroes in there. You were saying something?
Not to lock that one. I didn't have my phone on me. I was laughing at you. Go ahead.
Oh, no problem. Oh yeah, go ahead, pick up the rest of that scripture.
Deuteronomy 28:54.
Come.
I'm going to read from the top. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall lead.
Dang. Man, y'all already know y'all read it, man. Like, man, you just had to come into the truth, man. Really. That curse right there so real right there. It don't make no sense. That's a two-tone. That's what the problem is. That's why we can't unite. First of all, the Lord told us in Deuteronomy 28, these are the blessings, curses that we land amongst you. You know what I mean? You'll get these, if you follow the law, you get these blessings. If you don't follow the law, you will get cursed. And this is one of the curses that we're reading. And that's another reason we can't come together too. Because the woman, well, I was mentioning earlier, the women and the men will get each other. You know what I mean? Really, it's like we better off not even having children with each other because like you will have a so-called black couple together all around each other all day, but as soon as they have a baby, as soon as she get pregnant, here come the hell. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, it's like some kind of light got switched on, and now we on our way to hating each other. Hating each other. So a lot of these women, a lot of these sisters breaking up with their dudes. I be talking to some of these sisters. These sisters be breaking up with their dudes while they pregnant, man. And the sisters be doing it. You know what I mean? But we already know from the past, a lot of times the men leave. But now the sisters are leaving the dudes. While they pregnant, like, sister, what you thinking about? What you thinking? You know what I mean? You think somebody, you really think that, you really think somebody gonna step up and be the daddy? That quick, not saying you can't find no step daddy, but just to think that to leave that man is crazy. But the scripture said the man gonna leave, and that's what's been happening. That's why we got 72% of our children, of so-called black children, growing up, and guess what? All they growing up in single-parent homes. You know what I'm saying? 72%. So that's only 38% is growing up in where they got that balance of mother and father. And you already know when you growing up, you only got just your mama, you're gonna be a little unbalanced. Well, even if you only had only your father, that don't mean that at least I had my father. You still gonna be a little unbalanced because you ain't had your mother. You know what I mean? Your mother and father. Go ahead.
So, like what you bring up is very heavy. And I think the worst praise that black women have in our nation is I can feel bad all by myself. They really think that. And they'll separate themselves just because they think they look at some better. And they'll tell themselves, I can do bad all by myself. When you really can't. But you don't know your culture, you know.
No, right, definitely. That's one of the biggest lies, man. You know, and that's coming off from the enemy, but they can't see that. They can't see what's going on at the top, and then trickling up with the 5%, 1%, 10%ers, the non the ones pressers who really rule this world. They telling Hollywood how to run things and what to put into these sitcoms and everything, man. You know what I mean? And what to make the movies about or whatnot. You know what I mean? They can do all bad by themselves or whatnot. You know what I mean? And you know, and that's the result of that. We got 72% of black children growing up without their mother and father. So when they only most of them only growing up with their mother. So what it does to the men, that makes the men emotional. You know what I mean? A lot of us grew up without our fathers and stuff. So you still be strong, but you can still be emotional men. I'm a very emotional man. And they can be emotional. That's what a lot of these killings coming from too. Really, you get in one argument, you get in one disagreement, you ready to knock something off quick. You got a gun on your hip, you are discharging that weapon. But somebody that made you mad because you don't know how to talk it out with a brother. You don't know how to diffuse the situation with a brother because you was raised in the household with your mama. You know what I mean? And for the ones that is not shooting and killing, and there's not super gangster and little shooter, because you know we got niggas want to brag about their bodies and ain't nothing but black bodies, brother. That's nothing to brag about. But the ones that ain't catching bodies around here that's been raised by their mother, what they doing? They turning homosexual. You know what I'm saying? So when you got 72% of so-called black kids growing up without a father in the household, you're gonna get a nation of killers. You will get a nation of homosexuality, homosexuals and down low and transsexual and P-Valley niggas. You know what I'm saying? That's what you gonna get. You know what I mean? Look, you gonna get a whole bunch of little gangsters. Exactly what you gonna get, man. You know what I mean? Because it all go back down to the law. You know what I mean? We're not gonna be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? The more you ain't gonna do it with your generation. It's gonna be more hell to pay. More hell to pay for your kids. When you regenerate it back into earth, you're gonna be back regenerated into hell again. So you might want to do it right. You know, how many of y'all seen that movie Groundhog Day? It's an old movie, I think from the 90s or whatnot. Y'all remember that movie Groundhog Day? The Pops said he remember. Y'all remember, anybody on the phone remember that movie Groundhog Day? Right, you know, Groundhog Day, yeah, man, you gotta keep on, you know, until he got it right. It's a repeat cycle over and over and over again until you get it right. You know what I mean? And that's what the Israelites going through. Groundhog Day, slavery, and instead of this is the same thing happening every day. It's the same slavery over and over and over again, generation to generation. Regeneration back, and we die, we live, we die, regenerate, go back in the earth, right back into slavery. You know what I mean? And then we tend to think that we not enslaved. Let me tell y'all something, man. Y'all already know that the slaves that had the chains on them back in the day, they didn't even think they was in slavery, man. They didn't think they was in slavery, man. Harriet Tubman said she could have freed way more slaves if she could convince them they was in slavery. But when I really think about it, look what we got going on now. Look what we all got to work for now. We got to work for our cars, to have our household. You know, inflation is going high and everything. Slaves had somewhere to stay. They got fed. You know what I mean? They had clothing or whatnot. Had somewhere to stay or whatnot. So after a while, that Stockholm syndrome was kicking in, and they got it made. And in some cases, the slaves got it better. A slave got it better than a Negro today. They got it better than a Negro today, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Come.
Jeremiah 2:14. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he poor?
Right, and I love that. I love bringing that out. that out, because you know that the word that stick out to us, and throughout for bringing it out too. The word that stick out to us is homeborn slave. You know what I mean? And that's what we that's what we've been programmed to do. So our granddaddies, our grandmamas did, and everything. You know what I mean? So when one finally rise out of the generations and say, hey, I don't want to be no slave no more. I want to be a free man. You know what I mean? You're gonna be looked at as crazy. You're gonna be the black sheep of your family. You know what I'm saying? Of your neighborhood. You were once Mr. Popular, now you gotta go down to a low state. You know what I mean? That's exactly what we're going through, man. Like I said, it all goes back down to the law, statute, commandments. Let's go to another scripture. Let's pull like about two more, and then we wrap it up. Leviticus, go to the law. Leviticus 19:18. This is something that we all suffer from, man. Let me tell y'all something. A lot of us in the I.S.U.P.K, we putting all our efforts and our resources to wake our people up because we know was at the end of that was the reward of that. We know we'll get back on top because we really love our people. But don't think we got every reason. We got every reason to hate our people now. You know what I'm saying? Us and priests and our troopers and everything. We got some of our own people, the ones that want to hurt us, that wish death on us, and sometimes trying to kill us. You know what I mean? Lie on us, trying to set us up, finesse us in all type of ways. That stuff coming from our own people. That pressure, your chances of being shot, you already know that's coming from your own people, man. Somebody threatening to shoot you, whatever, threatening to do whatever to you, that's coming a lot of times. That's coming from your own people, and these are true stories. We speaking the truth. You know what I mean? All your own people hate you, so you would think, you know what I mean. So but we didn't say, oh, we hate our people. We can't. I can't stand black people. If black people there, we don't want to be there. Nah, we chose to suffer. We chose to still suffer with our people and still love our people, man. You know what I mean? But don't ever think that we ain't going through it. Don't ever think that our own people didn't. They trying to do this. They wish harm on us. They trying to kill us. They crossing us out, double, and triple crossing us. Everything. Talk behind our back like a dirty dog, slandering our name. Everything. That's all coming from our own people. But no, we got love. We the Most High showed us, and we got even more love for our people, man. Now we ain't no fool. You know what I mean? We'll defend ourselves in all type of ways. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we looking at everybody. We looking at us our brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? No matter what a Negro done did to us, because you know what I mean. We looking at everybody as a nation. We're a nation. And we got to all come together, man. And this is one of the main points why we can't come back, and why we're gonna let all that go just to come together. Go ahead and bring that out for me.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord.
Right, it sounds like the New Testament, man. You know what I mean? I'm telling y'all, the New Testament ain't it's just quoting what was in the so-called, just quoting the law. That's all they're doing, is showing you how to live the law in a spiritual way. You know what I mean? You should not. That's not an easy thing to do, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. You can't have no grudge against that people. You mean if we do this, such this, I can't hold a grudge against them? Man, the Most High said we can't have no grudge against our people. And that's one of the main reasons why we can't unite. Because there's too many grudges. There's too many grudges we got against each other. You know what I mean? Especially when blood has been spilled. You know what I mean? You got street crews and gangs and everything. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, we would unite, but after such and such got killed, blood was spilled. Nah, man, it's on forever. So we're going to pass it down to our children to be fighting this war that they don't know what the hell they fighting for. They just fighting over a damn color or over a block. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you know, that whole YSL indictment, that's gonna go down. That's gonna be a lot of bloodshed. You know, they know what they do. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna take a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just dealing with the music industry, and you know, that's like that hit home for people in Atlanta. You know,
Most definitely.
that whole YSL Rico. You know what I'm saying? Like people was like, you know, he was taking care of families and stuff like that. But now it's all coming to the forefront that y'all was a vicious gang on the streets, man.
No doubt. You know what I mean? Like we definitely know what's going on here in the city. And I mean, a lot of them boys are deviant. You know what I mean? They get the power. They get the power and they abuse their power. You know what I mean? There was somewhat a little something on the streets before rap. Now they got the money and the power and they turn it up even more. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They killing like 25 to life never crossed their mind, man. You know what I mean? If you go in there and read the paperwork, what's really happening, man? That's you know what I mean. The Most High had to bring them boys down ASAP. You know what I'm saying? Real, anybody who's speaking of like freedom boys or whatever and this and that, man. You know, man. Hey, you don't know what's going on for real, man. You hate your people. You know what I mean? So, I mean, Young Thug had Ulysses' house shot up, man. His mama got shot his mama house up. His mama got shot.
Right.
You know what I mean? And mama friend got shot and stuff. You doing stuff like that, man. Now, it's a lot of things back and forth, back and forth. But that's how it is. You're in a war. You're in a war. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta understand who the enemy is. That's it's simple as said. It's just that that's part of the curses. It's part of the curses, man. That's why that his evil eye shall be against his brother. Because you decided to pick up that pork. You decided to eat that shrimp, crab, and lobster. You decided to holler at your man's girl, look at your man, or make a pass at her. You decide to go after another God, man. That's the main thing. You know what I mean? These boys want to go after everything except that's right. You know what I mean? The Most High, he a jealous God, man. And that he the one bringing the rain down in the fury. So that's why a lot of grudges can't be brought until they got to be put in jail. And then they'll maybe realize the error of their ways, but it'll be too late. You know what I mean? Of course, there's gonna be some snitching. There ain't no honor among these boys. You know what I'm saying? Like who gonna do 25 years for who? For real. That stuff don't be happening like that, man. That's only in like mafia movies. And, you got some solid individuals like that. That's like that, man. But even the mob couldn't even keep their mouth shut. Them boys not about to do calendars, football numbers just for that. They're like, hey, I gotta be labeled as a snitch and watch my back my whole life. Hey, whatever. You know what I mean? The whole thing to fall, and what we all should learn is that the so-called street nigga, the so-called turned up or swagging out or nigga that got the drip or whatever, man, there ain't nothing without the Most High, man. Ain't nothing, man. Real. What good is there to ball for 5 to 10 years and you in hell for the rest of the rest of your life? You in the jail cell for the rest of life, or you gotta be labeled as a snitch, as a rat, for the rest of your life. Takashi 6ix9ine of the Northern Kingdom, where he balled off for 2 years hard, and now gotta be learned. Now gotta be looked at as a rat his whole life. Now he act like he don't care, man. But how long that's gonna last? How can he really generate money in the long run? Or if he start getting comfortable generating money, he gotta watch his back and hire top security, which he may not can't even afford in the long run. And we're gonna have some boys in the YSL come out just like that too. You know what I mean? It's all gonna be every man for themselves, man. And then they're gonna call the name of the Lord. Then they're gonna call the name of the Lord in their end. But when they was in their heyday, they thought nothing of the Lord then. They thought nothing of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly how they be. The let me get my last scripture. Isaiah 1, 3 through 4. gonna end it on this because I'll go back and go ahead. Okay. Yeah, I'll go back into us knowing who we are. If you calling yourself a color, you calling yourself anything the oppressor has put on you, then I mean, hey, we already know that's a telltale sign that you in the curses, man. You know what I mean? You're gonna be part of the curses. All start with building that foundation and learning who you are. You know what I mean? You know you're Yasha Israel, Yasha Prince of the Power. That you real royalty. Only that's when you're gonna be able to come and move different. That's when you're gonna be looking down on the heathen. If you don't learn that, then you're gonna be looking up to the heathen. You know what I mean? You're gonna be all up in the white man's face and asking them how to do this and how how you get ahead. And you're gonna be ready to sell your soul. You're gonna be ready to sell your soul and do anything that white. You're gonna try to adapt his ways, man. You know what I mean? We're gonna try to adapt his ways. That's why we seeing the ways of black people now. That black people into swinging, black people into pedophilia, black women now they talking about poly now. They talking about poly this, poly that. Hey, I believe in the poly lifestyle. You got black women talking about this crazy stuff, man. But that come from a white woman doing that. You know what I mean? They wanna move a little pet female in. Y'all they got black married couple. And they want to marry. They want to bring in a little pet female now, or sometimes a pet man. You know what I mean? Everybody want to have an extra body these days. But where they get that from? You think it just came out of the blue? It came from the so-called oppressor, the white man. Somebody about to say something? Go ahead.
You got a lot of people trying to bring up the poly thing. They don't understand what it means. They think poly is all them just in one bed and having sex with each other. Like that's against them. Like that's not even what it is.
Not at all.
But that's what they think it is. They think poly is, oh, I'm gonna play my man. I'm gonna be another woman. We're gonna all lay in the bed together. No, man, that's against the law. If you go back to the law, you can't do that.
Right, yeah, that's when you say you got multiple wives, you say you got another wife, people gonna automatically thinking that or you say you believe in multiple wives, that you believe in multiple wives, they're thinking that y'all all move into with each other and be all in the same bed like you were bringing out. That's what I'm saying. These folks ain't got no order. These people ain't got no order. They don't even know how to do the poly right. And a woman definitely shouldn't be talking about poly. Like they mad at the Israelites was saying the multiple wives. We've been pushing that since 1969. Multiple wives, multiple wives, multiple wives. But they don't want. But now the sisters popping up. Y'all mad at us, cussing us out for that. But now y'all mad. But now y'all the ones popping up with all this poly shit. Y'all crazy, man. Y'all crazy, man. Really. Any guy that go along with that, man, you a duck, man. And you deserve everything you got coming to you, bro. For real. The Most High ain't with you. He ain't with you. Hopefully you get woke up one day, but if you doggone sharing a woman, a lot of y'all niggas sharing a woman with another man any doggone way. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk by the prophets. You don't know how to choose a woman. You don't know what to look for in a woman. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how to stand your ground and run your household and be the man you're supposed to be. So you already sharing your woman with another man. You just don't know about it. But for the Negroes that know about it, Lord have mercy on your soul. Like for real. Like you just the lowest level of dude for real. Like you that down bad. You that doggone thirsty. That you willing to go through that. You know what I mean? For real. That's not what a man intended to be. That's not the position of a man intended to be. You know what I mean? And that's why some of y'all women gonna start growing beards out here, cause y'all taking it. That's why y'all gonna start growing facial hair a little bit, because y'all gonna take it on the position of a masculine role, and that's why some of y'all men, and y'all voice gonna get a little lighter and not gonna be deep at all. And y'all gonna be gonna have a lot of estrogen in your body and have to get testosterone shots because you taking the position of a feminine man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you ain't standing your ground. You not being the whole man you supposed to be on this earth. Yeah, you think that's just some pimp talk. Thinking that's just some player talk or some chauvinistic talk. Man, that's how the Most High made a man, man. You know what I mean? To rule over his woman, rule over his household, rule over his children. If you can't do that, what the hell are you doing? You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So yeah, we're gonna end it like that. That's what I was saying, going back into knowing who you are. We're gonna end that in the last verse. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 3 and 4.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 3. The ox knows his own, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel does not know. My people does not consider.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Israel do not know. Israel, we already know. Israel don't know. He compared it to a dumb animal, a dumb ass, a ox, a donkey. They don't know. They know what they own. Israel don't know. We think you know. What I mean, we just calling ourselves anything. We don't even know who we are. We follow all type of gods. You know what I mean? Whatever sounds cool. We just open to it. Go ahead, the 4.
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 4. Our destination, a people united in a seed of Egypt, children that are corrupted. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel and his neighbors. They are gone away to battle.
Right, they provoke the Most High anger. You know what I mean? We already know that. That's the Lord, man. The Lord, like I said, the Lord, He's a jealous God. He don't want to, He's the only true and living God, the Most High God. Period. So anything that you put over Him or beside Him, He's not with it at all. You know what I mean? And He's gonna be held to pay. So the thing is, that's what this has been the I.S.U.P.K. law class. Come back to the law, statute, commandments. That's how black people. That's real unity. That's the only way that's gonna be accepted. We done tried every way. We done seen why I fall. We gave you the reasons of why I failed. Now try the right way. Try Yahweh's way, the Most High way, and that's how we will unite, and that's how we get out of this hell and this oppression that we in. With that, I'm pass the priest. The class over the priest, the Paz Kashyap.
Class though. What? Here's the I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We're the I.S.U.P.K. star at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Room for a new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister come to the school, they are limited for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to set themselves over the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. My Yisra, that means 10 in Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free or offer, priest not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you like to give. The next holy convocation is the memorial of the blowing of trumpets. That's going to be the first day of the 7th month, September 25th, Sunday, sundown. You also can find it in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse through 24 and 25. And I'll walk in to check the bulletin board on the hallway. If any brother wants to be a trooper in school, start with our black boot shirt, pant, headband, and scarf. With that, give one curse to the teacher in Israel. A mighty sabbat, mighty, raw. Yahweh Shem Yahweh
Yahweh Shem Yahweh.
Like I said to you, Lashwan Kadash, may the Most High, the name of Christ, bless you. Yah, it will top me hands down, class of this.